2006-2007 PBA season. It's the veterans who dominated so far. With the exception of Tony Reyes and his 300 game, the young guns can't seem to pull the trigger. Today we step back in time once more to embrace the four-match stepladder format. Will the veterans continue to reign supreme, or will the young guns finally be able to find their mark? Our question, who will climb the ladder in Chicago? The answer comes your way next. It's the Discover Card Windy City Classic on ESPN. From Hawthorne Lanes in Vernon Hills, Illinois, minutes from Chicago, ESPN brings you live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. 5 bowlers go for the top prize money and a one-season exemption. It's a step-ladder format. All bowlers are chasing the top seed, Chris Barnes. He'll try to break a long losing streak of futility for the #1 seed in this format. Barnes joined by PBA legend Parker Bohn III, Jack Jurek, Wes Malott, and lefty Mike Scroggins, who looks for his 4th career title today. Hello, bowling fans. Welcome to Chicagoland. Glad you could join us today. Dave Ryan alongside Randy Peterson, and 24-time titleist on the Denny's PBA Tour, Norm Duca, won last week. Congratulations on your victory in Hammond. Now, this week here in Chicagoland, you were pretty close. Led the field most of the way until the very end. What happened?
Well, I was looking good. I was riding a roll, but then I faltered at the end, and now it's an hour and a half in the penalty box with you guys, Dave.
We've been in the penalty box for 5 years, Norm. It's really not that bad.
Good to have you back on TV, hopefully back on the lanes next week. Randy, let's talk about the field of 5 here, led by the top seed, Chris Barnes. Now, this is a lot like what we had in Taylor, Michigan, near Detroit a couple of weeks ago when Tony Reyes won the tournament and had a 300 game.
Boy, I'll say, big scores this week. We had 12 300 games, and all 5 of our finalists averaged over 240 to make it to television. But you're right, Dave. 3 out of the 5 that are back on television here today made it in Detroit. That would be Wes Malott, Parker Bohn III, and Mike Scroggins. Jack Jurek, well, he knocked out Tony Reyes in position round match Friday night to make the telecast. Our tournament leader, Chris Barnes. Chris is looking to do what no one has done since 2005, and that's win the tournament from the #1 spot in a stepladder format. The last man to do it, Chris Barnes, at the 05 U.S. Open, his first major. And Norm, why is it so difficult to win from the #1 spot?
Well, there are 3 reasons. First, your opponent is coming off a victory, so his confidence is high. He was also the last to throw shots in the lanes, so there's far less guesswork for the semifinal victor. And lastly, the tournament leader has to overcome the first 2 frame TV jitters. Look for that 3rd frame, though, Chris Barnes to get hot and take a run.
All right, gentlemen, here's the oil pattern for today. It's Scorpion, 41 feet, and we have seen a lot of high scoring. 12 300 games, including 2 of the finalists here today, Chris Barnes and Mike Scroggins. Perhaps, Randy, we'll see another 300 game like you did with our buddy Tony Reyes at #17 a few weeks back in Taylor, Michigan.
Well, the hardest thing for the players to decide on this week was what ball to throw, because they could get there with just about any ball they used. I cracked it in my headset.
The pride of Western New York, from Lackawanna near Buffalo, Jack Jurek. What a season he's had. Dream year for the long-time journeyman. Nice start. Oh, 10 of the pit for Jack Jurek, who bids for his 2nd career title. Big theme for Jack today, trying to get back on the map with the win. It's been a long time. This guy's won a lot. Parker Bohn III, PBA Hall of Famer. 30 career titles. His wife Leslie, as usual, by his side. Parker with a good start as well. So it leads us to our first ace matchup. And Randy, you have 2 players who are having great seasons, each with their 2nd show of the year. But the difference between the titles, the career accolades, entirely different between these 2 guys.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that Parker Bohn averaged 251 in qualifying for this event. He's 3rd on the all-time money list. But Jack Jurek has been very, very hot. His confidence is at the highest level he's ever experienced on tour.
Parker keeps us perfect. He is third all-time, as Randy said, on the money list, behind the great Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Pete Weber. Parker has pulled home more than $2.5 million in career earnings. That's how Jack Jurek got here.
Yeah, you talk about the confidence of Jack Jurek. That $50,000 payday in the Masters 3 weeks ago, that will loosen your swing up. That's why he's riding the biggest confidence of his life until now.
What happened there, Norm?
Well, something probably distracted him. Otherwise, you know, sometimes you just don't feel as good. Take a step back. He knows he's on the clock.
There is a 25-second shot clock, and the first was a violation.
Worth every nickel. Absolutely worth every nickel. If he throws the shot and Big Four is right in front of Parker Bohn, it's over. This first violation, $500.
21-year career. Jack told us yesterday, guys, when we talked with him. Important for him to get back on the victory map. He really feels his career shouldn't be known just as a one-hit wonder. That one victory, which took place so long ago. 1995 in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. All 10 down for Jack. That was a win over your former roommate, Dave Traber. 231, 228. Imagine that. March 25th, 1995, the last time he tasted victory.
Well, you know, I think Jack said something very interesting last night to us. He said, you know, I probably will never be a superstar out here, but I just want to feel like I belong.
Well, he belongs.
Now it's Parker. Long-time PBA star, 22nd year on tour for the 43-year-old from New Jersey. It was 5th all-time as we see his road to TV in victories. Walter Ray Williams Jr., of course, this year, Japan Cup set the record with 42. Earl Anthony with 41. Mark Roth, 34. Pete Weber won his 33rd this year. And Parker has 30 titles. The last, though, came in the 04-05 season, beginning the second swing that year on their tour in El Paso, Texas. All 10 down. Perfect start. Each looking good. We told you the Scorpion pattern, Randy, would yield some great numbers.
Yeah, Norm, why is it that the lanes played so well, and why were the scores so high this week?
Well, you know, it's uncharacteristic of the Scorpion pattern to play with such high scoring, but I think that the kickbacks, which is the sideboards next to the 7 and 10 pin, they were very, very lively, more so than anything I believe I've ever remembered. So ringing 10s and ringing 7s for the lefties just never happened. And as soon as I say it never happened, it happened.
Wow. Norm the Jinx.
What did you call this?
Ringing 10 of the week.
Penalty box?
The penalty
That's what
box.
happens from the penalty box.
I bowled Jack Jurek with 2 games to go for this telecast, and I tell you, there were no ringing 10s for him that game. He threw the shots when he needed it like he had 30 titles.
Great look from behind the pin deck from our crew. That was a little close, even from that angle. He nearly missed that 10 pin, but he does stay clean. Jack, this year, Randy's been phenomenal. Number 4 on the point list. He's up there in money as well. He's really turned things around.
Yeah, that's the greatest start of a year for him in his career. And getting back to why the scores were so high this week, I think the other thing, in talking with the players, they all said the same thing. They had room left and right. Here it comes.
And it will not go down.
They did. They had room left and right. I say they did. We did. But we had consistency through the front end. Ball always seemed to get to the long target. We had consistency right of target. Ball always seemed to recover. But I think the main thing is when we hit the pocket, we struck, all of us. Not so for Jack, the last 2 shots.
Those single pin numbers and back-to-back 10-pin spares for Jack Jurek from Buffalo, New York, as he bids for a 2nd career title.
It's like one time you feel like you're lost.
He was the top seed at the USBC Masters in Milwaukee. Lost to Doug Kent, who just bowled a tremendous tournament. What an exciting final that was. An arena setting. Parker, stepladder format, back on TV again for the second time this year. He was in Taylor, as we talked about. As a front five.
You know, for a guy that's got 30 titles, you get used to winning. Parker hasn't won since the 04-05 season. I guarantee you he wants to win again. He just got used to it, Randy. I think he misses it.
Oh, I guarantee you he misses it.
It's Motel 6 frame, guys. Parker's on the front five with a strike in the six and then $600 for Motel 6, the official lodging partner of the PBA. Also be eligible for a $6,000 bonus if he throws the front six more than any bowler on TV this year. 6 in a row, $600.
And Parker Bohn does what all great Hall of Famers do when their opponents give them an opening. He jumps all over it right now. He's all over Jack Jurek like a bulldog on a pork chop.
Both young guns against the old guard, right? Well, Parker Bohn the third looking good here. This old-timer has a front six. Welcome back, everyone. Discover Card Windy City Classic, Suburban Chicago. 32-pin lead for PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bohn the 30 as the front six, trying to become the 18th all-time Denny's PBA Tour. Have a live 300 game on TV. He's all smiles right now, Randy. Let's check in with the Atomic Edge.
You got it, Dave. The classic style of Parker Bohn the third, and there's his signature trademark knee bend. And oddly enough, that's what he's been working on and practicing on for the last couple of weeks. And Norm, why is it so important to have deep knee bend foul line?
Well, you need to have leverage. You need to project your ball cleanly, consistently, every shot. The lower you can get, the easier that ball is to get to the break point.
Jack Jurek in a heap of trouble against the red-hot Parker Bohn the third.
Lay off.
No, it didn't, Jack. Right through the nose.
Just one time where you throw it good out of a break. Jesus.
3-6, and Randy's upset about not performing well out of the commercial break.
Well, Norm and I were talking during the break, and he thought that would help Jack. And oddly enough, we have a player that's struggling to get to the pocket, and I didn't think that was going to be possible today.
Well, scorpion pattern where the scores have been high.
Jack has been hitting the pocket. The first time he missed, of course, is this commercial break, and he's aware it's a tougher shot to throw. You've got 4 minutes sitting there by yourself. You kind of get loose. It's just hard to get right back up in the swing of things.
You're just going to throw out of hope.
Wow. 6th longest streak. Long time. All 10 down the pit for Jack Jurek. He's told us he has watched that TV show from back in March of '95, his last victory, to try to get that winning feeling back, but he knows he may really have given Parker even a further opening. It may be academic if Parker runs the table here. He's halfway home. 300 game. He's had a lot of success here at Hawthorne Lanes. It's our 5th straight year at this great bowling center. Run by Bill Spigner and his family. 7 straight. Now Parker does have a 300 game Randy on TV, the 12th all time. That was back in May of '98.
I mean, he's making it look so easy, even a caveman could do it.
Those commercials are hilarious. Have you seen the one in the airport where he stops and sees the sign? Classic. Parker's also had a couple 300 games rolled at him by our Tony Reyes a couple weeks ago. In November, Taylor, Michigan. Also against C.K. Moore back in '96. Oh, the 7-pin stands, and any chance ends for the 300, but he's got a big lead on Jack Jurek.
Yeah, it's another beautiful shot here, and the head pin gets hit so hard, you kind of gets confused as to what to do after that and doesn't come across and get the 7-pin.
Takes care of that. Parker had a nice Thanksgiving. His sons Parker and Evan came from Nashville, Tennessee. Actually flew during the week to get his sons, bring them back here for Thanksgiving with his wife Leslie and Justin, Brandon, Sydney, but had to bring them back. Or they had to go back, I guess, before the show today, so they're not here in person, but watching back home in Tennessee on TV.
Right, and Parker said that he rode for the first time with his son from the airport out here to Vernon Hills. As Jurek gets the double. Said it was the first time he ever rode with his son, and that, you know, that pressure pack 6 spring for $600 was nothing.
Oh, he was driving, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, he was riding alongside.
Oh, brother, yeah, that gets interesting.
Nothing like letting your 17-year-old drive the car from O'Hare through Chicago.
He says he's fearless
fun
now.
with that. Good luck. Right now, Dad's got a 33-pin lead. Jurek has had just a wonderful season. Told you about the top seed, one of 7 straight top seeds who have lost in the final. That was in the Masters to Doug Kent. Made this show, nearly made it last week in Hammond. Norm, when you won, was in the round of 8. Lost to Steve Rogers.
Yeah, this is a big shot, too. Keeps him in the match. Bye-bye.
Keep knocking on the door, Jack. One of these times.
Yeah,
that's been his story, right, Randy?
Yeah, this match is history. But, you know, Jack really only made 1 bad shot. He left a weak 10. 2 ring and 10s like this. And, you know, we saw it all week long. It's usually the first guy that misses more than twice is pretty much done.
Yeah, you get an open in this tournament, they just wheel you off in a gurney.
So Jack Jurek will continue to, as he said a moment ago, knock on the door. 3rd in points, 4th in money, 2 shows on the year. Does have the $50,000 from finishing 2nd at the Masters in Milwaukee, but he wants more, Norm, doesn't he?
Yes, but what he's got that's most important is he's bowling with confidence. It's so hard to win out here, even with confidence, and Jurek, journeyman, just never really has had much of it. And I can see it in his eyes, in his demeanor, the way he's carrying himself. Of course, it comes and goes, but when he's confident, you can tell. Same thing with Parker right now. You can see one of the most confident bowlers on the tour right now.
Perfect shot again. In the 1-2 pocket for the lefty, Parker Bohn III. He will advance to the next round here in the step ladder format. Take on Wes Malott, a big right-hander from Texas.
Yeah, there's a reason why this guy is confident. I mean, this is one of the greatest bowlers to ever throw a ball down the way. I mean, you don't get to be 3rd on the all-time money title list. Excuse me, 3rd on the all-time money list without having a little bit of confidence and a lot of ability.
This match is over, so we'll get through it as quickly as possible to advancing on to the next one. As far as Jack Jurek goes, guys, he had goals coming into this year to make 2 shows and to win again, to feel like he wouldn't be, as we talked about, that one-hit wonder of just the 1 title in his career. So in order to fulfill the 2 shows, now he's got to get himself to the next level. Norm, can he do it?
I think he can, absolutely. You know, first of all, he's got a year-long exemption. As we look at Wes Malott, Malott.
I call him El Animal, the animal.
I try to stay without outside of arm's reaching him. He dwarfs me.
Jack Jurek thought he would make 2 shows throughout the entire season. He's already made 2. He's been a runner-up of the Masters in a major.
Yeah, and it gets better from here for Jack.
It sure does. Still something else to accomplish, though, as Parker Bohn III, the PBA Hall of Famer, is through to take on Wes Malott. Wes nearly had a 300 game last year in Denver when he won his first career Denny's PBA Tour title. A big right-hander for the Lone Star State will take on PBA legend Parker Bohn III at step ladder format bowling. Next round comes your way next on ESPN. Hello and a special thanks to Mark Hosbein, the Discover Card Senior Vice President, Brand Management and Advertising. Glad to have Mark in the house today here in Vernon Hills, Illinois, title sponsor of the Discover Card Windy City Classic. We're about half an hour from downtown Chicago. Jack Jurek has fallen to Parker Bohn III. That means Parker and Wes Malott, who bid for his 2nd ever Denny's PBA Tour title, will meet next round of this step ladder format. All getting to the top seed, Chris Barnes. Chris bids for his 8th career title this afternoon. Right where we left off after a 268-225 win in the opening round over Jack Jurek.
Yeah, Parker is a lot lower on his finish. And he starts each match off with just a perfect shot. Sets the tone.
There's Meredith. Little Jordan is with us, and we're so glad that Jordan is sitting on the show today. We weren't sure about that. Jordan unfortunately spent 3 days in the hospital, guys, this week. We talked to Wes last night. He's got all 10 down as he dedicated this run to his son Jordan, who's just turned 3 years old. Jordan, a big bowling fan, and just loves his dad so much. They've been looking forward to coming up to Chicago. The plan was that they would fly up and then drive back together to suburban Dallas after this tournament, and unfortunately came up with a very mysterious and what turned out to be pretty serious virus. 3 days in the hospital for Jordan. Doctors really couldn't figure out what was wrong beyond some sort of infection. Thankfully treated with antibiotics. He's better now and sitting on the show today. And he missed most of his dad bowling, Norm, throughout this week, but did get to see him in the positioning round here the other night. I was thrilled to see Dad bowl in person.
Yeah, and even more fun for him. They were throwing footballs in the bowling center last night for about an hour, and you know, to watch him play after what we'd known he's been going through, it was really fun to watch.
Wes told us it was so hard to concentrate knowing his son was in the hospital. He and his wife back and forth on the watch to make sure Jordan be okay. Thankfully he is. Back to Parker. Wow. Red-hot Parker Bohn III on a mission today. Leading us, Norm, to the Ace Hardware matchup. Again, with Parker, whoever he's facing, he's got the 30 titles. Wes just one championship. Can Wes break through today?
Well, Wes can. Wes can do anything Wes wants to do. But Parker bowling with more confidence than I have seen in a while. You know, this is a toss-up to me.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. Flip a coin. I'll tell you what, Wes Malott, even though he's only won once, he's been on TV plenty of times, and he's got plenty of confidence going.
Yes, it did, Parker. Wes, his 9th career show today, guys. Last time out, ran into the Reyes train. As Tony Reyes rolled to his first career title, and Taylor, November 5th, had a 300 on Parker Bohn that day. He sure liked it. Turkey to start for Parker Bohn III. Can Wes answer? 10 pin.
Wow, that looked great to me. I think it looked great to Wes Malott, too. He was cha-ching in that one.
Yeah, and the one thing that he talked about last night was finding the right ball so that it didn't push too far down the lane before it made its move to the pocket to avoid just that ring and tan. The ball pushes a little bit too far down the lane, comes in behind the head pin just a pinch.
Increases the single pin conversion number. And Randy, your point on that, the bowlers last night we spoke with them telling us about basically a wider target area with a scorpion pattern, 41 feet. So at the tail end of the oil, when friction hits, there's a bigger spot to shoot for, hence the higher scores.
The bigger spot at their target as well. They can miss their target left and right and still get the ball to the same break, or still get the ball to a reasonable break point down the lane. But once it got to that spot, it either hooked when it needed to or laid off when it needed to.
Oh, get lucky. That was a bad right from the get. I just couldn't take it.
No help there across the deck for Wes on the 10 pin. And against the red-hot Parker Bohn III, that could be big trouble.
It could. And, you know, we have carry down in bowling. Every shot you throw will pull the oil off the front end of the lane, delivering it to the back. But more importantly, I think, is day to day, you have what we call memory.
Oh, get over there.
And what memory is you clean the back end of the lane each day. Well, it doesn't get as clean as it did the first day. So, therefore, the back ends tighten up each day. Shot gets a little tighter, and it's harder to get the ball to hit in the pins. Typically on show day, you see guys try to get the corner pins out.
Nice first match for Parker. Wife watches closely. Another strike. Front 4 for Parker, who had the front 6 in his last match. Rolling to that 268 against Jack Jurek. Now, speaking with Parker, Randy, last night told us, well, I'd rather be in the top seed position, despite the fact 7 straight top seeds, Norm, including you at the Masters last year, have lost in the finals. But he's okay with battling his way up the ladder. He knows his format so well.
So I won my first title. That's how Norm won his first title. Not to mention the fact that it gives you plenty of airtime on Sunday. Man, if I could go up the ladder, I'd do it every time.
Wow, he is locked in, fellas, on each lane. That 1-2 pocket crumbling to the shot of Parker Bohn III.
Yeah, each shot just a carbon copy of the last. Parker's ball is just going flush 1-2 pocket each and every shot.
Norm, getting back into the format, you guys who won all your titles mostly with this stepladder format. Are you more comfortable on TV with a stepladder?
Well, it depends on what position I'm in. I always like to be either 1 or 2. Anything other than that, it's a crapshoot at best. From the first and second seed, you honestly feel like you have a shot to win the tournament. Third, fourth, and fifth, you're just trying to stay alive for a while and get to a point where, at this point, you feel like you can win the tournament.
I'll bring up a very interesting topic to me about stepladder bowling. And it's about momentum and adrenaline. Here's Wes. 10 down for Wes Malott. Trying to get the crowd pumped up here in Chicago. When we come back, we'll talk about the stepladder bowling and the top seed, what advantage that presents. In this case, it's Chris Barnes, and for some, it's tough to climb the ladder and win a championship. First, though, conclusion of this exciting match, Bohn and Malott. The time is upon us. Here's Parker looking for the front 6 again. Did it last time. Saw the Motel 6 head pin there, looking for the $600. A little short this time, though. 7th pin.
That's still an excellent shot out of the commercial break. He thinks he has the front 6 right here. That was pure.
And Parker told us he's really seeing the lane a lot better this year. He's been working on bringing his ball speed down when he needs to, because he runs into trouble when he can't get enough hook. He likes to throw it hard, and back when he was completely dominating out here a few years back, you know, he could play that direct line outside, but he had plenty of back end to get his ball to go to the right. All of a sudden, they came out with some really thick, gooey, heavy oil, and he had trouble getting his ball to hook. So he's been working on getting softer with his speed so his ball will read the lane better.
Yeah, as has the whole field, Randy, with this new oil. Getting the ball to hook on the back end is a chore.
How about this week? Do you have any back ends this week?
Yes, we had plenty of back end and plenty of carry and plenty of strikes and plenty of fun.
How about the help? Wow, really the first time he's missed the pocket all day. And he'll take the break on the 6 pin anytime.
A little cave-in bucket here. 9 goes into the 6. Hello.
Thought I was going to go light for a minute.
Oh, you did.
There's an opening for Wes Malott, though, guys. He's been waiting for this entire match. Looks here for the turkey. Chance to reduce the lead to 11 pins for Parker.
Oh, hook.
It did hook.
PBA, please. Let's go.
All right. The challenge has been issued by Wes Malott, one of the young guns we told you about at the top of the broadcast against the old guard. Parker Bohn III, the legend.
That shot there, if you'd have turned the lights off in the building, you'd have seen sparks coming out of the back of his bowling ball. Right now, I think Wes Malott is in a must-strike situation. He cannot miss the rest of this game to have a chance to win. If he does strike out, Parker Bohn can strike out, shoot 279, so he would need Parker to miss one more time.
Another
lay hook.
And that's why the scores are so big. You know, both of these shots are 10 pins on in most centers. This one,
Wow.
yeah, it's a 4-bag.
He'll take it. Great look from our crew. Lane level with the loft that Wes put on that. saw the ball react at the tail end of the 41-foot scorpion oil pattern. Now it's Parker, 8th frame. Expand the lead to 11. He'll do it.
Well, he's posting every shot, going through the back of the ball the same every shot. Just bowling beautifully. It's magnificent to watch a professional at this level just repeat shot after shot. Every shot looks the same. That perfect balance at the foul line. And that ball behaving down the lane the way he wants it to behave.
Oh, I agree. Not only is he lined up, but he's throwing great shots.
We'll see who gets lined up. Maybe Mr. Norm Duke will. Next week, Ace Hardware Championship, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, outside Cleveland, Ohio in Wycliffe. As our live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. This continues. Last time we were there, Walter A. Williams Jr. won his 40th career title.
That one's wide. Oh, baby, it's a split. Can you believe it?
Dude. You saw the look of shock upon the release, and that's the result.
Boy, it looked like he just dead missed it at the bottom of the swing, Norm. That's what got the ball to go a little bit further left. It didn't have enough to get back.
I agree, he did. He just missed it at the bottom. I think he hit exactly where he was looking. Just didn't get any response down the lane.
Goodness.
And there's the opening that Wes Malott needed.
Parker has not converted one all week, guys. And there it is! Oh, a huge split conversion! Parker Bohn the third! Wow!
Well, now you know why he's a Hall of Famer. Unfortunately for Parker, Wes Malott can now strike out and take this match away from him, but that great conversion on that split keeps him in the match.
Yeah, neutralizes the momentum shift, too.
Isn't that amazing? Parker was totally lined up until the end. And Wes Malott,
One more.
charges through to take advantage.
All right,
Rack.
it's taking a re-rack now. Needs 2 strikes. He'll be in the 260s. That'll shut out Parker. 1 strike and 9 spare. We have a possibility of a tie.
We've got to roll off this year. Tommy Jones, Doug Kent, USBC Masters Milwaukee. That was thrilling, wasn't it? Kent won it, eventually took the tournament.
Yeah, I doubt very seriously that Wes has problems with the left lane rack. I think he's racking just for the time.
You think he's icing Parker?
I think he needed time to just settle down and make his shot right here for this win.
Come on.
Big strike for the big Texan.
He knew it as soon as he let it go. This was absolutely pure. He could have knocked 20 down with that one.
Yeah, that was his good one. You know, everybody's on a 25-second shot clock, and so when you need more time, the rack is basically your only safety. You take the rack, you get the 25 seconds. Now, Jack Jurek, we thought that he got a $500 fine in match number 1. Actually, it's a $100 fine now. Changes from year to year. Just a hotel night for Jack.
Oh,
For the
baby.
game.
He loves it.
Yes, baby.
That's it. Keeps it on the lane. He needs 2 pins.
And it was like that all week, Randy. You missed one time, you're out of here.
Wes Malott has dispatched of Parker Bohn III, who started this one with a front 5, looked to be cruising in that 1-2 pocket. But late he falters. How about Wes? Takes advantage.
He needed no pins.
Shuts the door.
I stand corrected. He needed no pins. He got that double. It was over.
What a finish
down,
by
baby.
Wes Malott. And now take on another lefty and fellow Texan Mike Scroggins.
Way too close.
Yeah, and just one of the best performances from Parker Bohn in recent memory, and he's done. I mean, that's the scoring pace, the environment. Miss once.
Mike Scroggins, left-hander, bids for his first title of the year. Second show for Mike, also made it in Taylor, like Parker, in the stepladder format.
The party is back. The party at Scroggins is back.
Party at Scroggins resumes.
About 246 or 7, he's going to lose by 20.
Maybe ducks in a bathtub.
Ducks in the bathtub. That had to be what it was like for him this week.
Finish it off.
Outstanding match.
Good luck the rest of the way. Nice long.
Parker's second show of the year will not yield his 31st career title. So Wes Malott wins it over the Hall of Famer. And now, another lefty, Mike Scroggins, who is in a quest for his 4th career title, will take on Wes Malott. It's a Lone Star State shootout. Mike Scroggins, who won the Masters last year, against Big Wes Malott. Next match, next. There's Chris Barnes, our top seed, getting ready in the practice pair. It's just off our TV arena setup here at Hawthorne Lanes in Vernon Hills, Illinois. We are about half hour from Chicago. Jack Jurek, Parker Bohn III have gone down, stepladder format. Wes Malott will now take on left-hander Mike Scroggins in the next match. The winner will take on Chris Barnes. The top seed started at 5 down to 3. West stays hot.
Here we go.
He threw like 6 or 7 pins to the left. He's like the boogeyman. Remember like when you were a little kid and you were afraid of the boogeyman? He may be under your bed.
He couldn't fit under my bed. But
when I bowled Wes Malott in Atlanta last season, it was like I was going up against the boogeyman. I was afraid.
he is a load.
Hook.
7-pin for Mike Scroggins, second TV appearance of the season for him from Amarillo, Texas. His twin brother Mark is an exempt bowler this year after performing well at the PBA Tour Trials in Hammond, Indiana early last summer. The Scroggin boys are out here again. Look out! Single pin conversion.
TV and
A
7.
miss, something he's had big struggles with in the past.
Well, this is the television jitters that, we alluded to at the top of the show. It's just very difficult to come out here and throw the first shot the way you want it. It's usually a good break when you leave a 7-pin or a 10-pin. You throw the spare, you kind of get loosened up, but Mike's brother Mark Scroggins looking on. He doesn't like the fact that he just missed that 7-pin.
The two have been bowling since they were 13 years old, Mike told us. All 10 down for Mike Scroggins. And Mark has made TV, but has never won before. Mike contends that Mark is actually the more talented of the twins.
Yeah, well, right now he's suffering from a severe hamstring injury, and he's not sure whether or not he's going to be able to stay out here and compete. So he's going to try to look for a commissioner's exemption.
Mark, that is.
Mark, and defer his exemption for next season.
Come on, baby.
And the All-Texas matchup continues here. West from Argyle, near Dallas. He moved from the Austin area there in the summer. Our Ace Hardware matchup, Randy.
Wes Malott, he won last season. Mike Scroggins, he won his first major last season. But I think the big thing that plays out here is that Mike Scroggins is 1-6 in his last 6 times on television. He struggled to win one match. Wes Malott coming off a big win against Parker Bohn III. He's got all the momentum.
That's the point guys wanted to talk about. With momentum as West strikes again on TV, especially stepladder. We talked with Chris Barnes about the top seed. Mike and Wes specifically had interviews with him last night. You have the adrenaline. You have the momentum. You've been on the lanes already once before. Norman's had a big advantage for a guy like Wes Malott. Mike has been sitting and watching.
Huge. Our Scroggins, whoever gets out of this match has the advantage, and they have always had it. That's why top seed, less than 50-50 lifetime.
All right.
Well, he went to a different ball after the first frame. You saw how weak the ball hit when he left that 7-pin that he missed, the first 7-pin that he's missed all week. So now he goes to a ball that has some more back end to it, and this ball is driving all 10 in the pit. You can see the big change of direction down the lane with the ball that he just now went to.
First 3 strikes for Wes Malott. Now Mike Scroggins in a hole after the open frame to begin this match. Almost had a 7-10 as it tried to hurry into that 1-2 pocket.
Get another try at it.
Yeah, that would have been just catastrophic. You know, an open frame on a scoring pace like this, it's just so hard to overcome.
Well, he's dug himself a big hole, and
He needs help.
if he misses this one, you could pretty much forget it.
Yeah, this one got smaller, promise you.
There you go.
He nails that one. Over the 7-pin last year was a bugaboo with Mike Scroggins. Missed a few of those on TV. He's coming off a great year, guys. 6 TV appearances. Did win the Masters. That was a career best in terms of the TV shows. Match play appearances, 17. That was a career high. Cashed 21 times. Finished 3rd in the rankings. And Wes got a chance here to take on his former coach. The Twins were the coaches at West Texas A&M. Jack Jurek, also on our show, also bowled there. Good bowling tradition. The top seed, Chris Barnes, is a Wichita State alum. And oh, by the way, he's from Texas. Norm, you're originally from Texas. What's the story?
Hey, Dave, I'm from California, if that matters at all. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I just want to be part of the crew.
You always are.
All right.
Now, this is just perfect for Wes Malott because Mike Scroggins has been unable to put anything together, and so each strike, 10 pins more ahead.
Blows in the thumb hole, Norm, to get a little moisture in there to get a nice secure grip.
Yeah, in the colder environments, a lot of guys will blow in the thumb hole. I'm one of them.
Play.
Who almost had a split, and he'll gladly just settle with the 7 pins.
And it looks like it just kind of stayed in his hand a little bit longer than he wanted. Caught him to catch it just a pinch more than he wanted, which makes the ball break loose and go through the nose. The nice break on not leaving any splits.
Yeah, it seemed like his routine was disrupted a little bit. I don't know what was going on either with a re-rack or maybe his ball return.
Broke the streak, 4 straight strikes. There's the 7-pin.
No $600 for Wes Malott.
Rex got me doing funny things at the release.
Well, Mike Scroggins got some life now. But
Yeah.
again, he's in one of those situations where he needs to strike out.
First ever TV matchup, guys, head-to-head with these two.
Battle back.
Talk about momentum. Last night of match play, Mike Scroggins came from 13 in the field of 16, from 13 to second in his last 9 games. So right now, you would think that Wes has the momentum because he just won a match. Boy, Scroggins has to have somewhat of a nod. Since the last time he was on the floor, he was just beating everybody.
Well, Norm, he needs this one. Got the deficit to 21. Has it. Big strike from Mike Scroggins. And the battle of the Texans to see who takes on Chris Barnes, the top seed. Mike Scroggins had an early open, but he's still alive and well against Wes Malott. More to come. On the road with the Denny's PBA Tour. Ace Hardware Championship coming up. Wickliffe, Ohio, headed back to the Cleveland area. Walter A. Williams Jr. won his 40th career title there back in '04. The most lanes in the nation that center features, 96 of them. And you see the Pro-Am spots as well. Log on to PBA.com for Pro-Am ticket information. Then the Beltway Classic in Baltimore, Maryland. First time since '96 when PBA Hall of Famer Mike Albee won the title. We're back in Baltimore. PBA champions and Baltimore natives Danny Wiseman, St. Chris will look to win a title for their local fans. Dave, Randy, and Norm with you. Live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. Windy City Classic brought to us by Discover Card. Wes Malott, the young Texan looking for his second ever title. That is priceless. Good sign, you're right.
Oh, boy, I feel sorry for his girlfriend.
lucky out of the break.
Rather be lucky than good, Randy, right?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Light mixer hit there. Now you see the other finishers in our tournament. These are the bowlers that just missed TV, and by how many in parentheses there. Oh, Norm, you came so close. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Bill O'Neill out by 76 pins. And Mika Quivanemi made the show last week.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Tie. Almost
That
had a split.
Oh,
4-pin.
I don't know. I mean, Wes makes a comment about the rack, but to me, that looked like it was a bad shot. It looked like it was pulled.
Yeah, he's just not letting go of it as cleanly on the left lane. This is the third shot in a row that tries to creep up high. I think partly it's the lane's breaking down, and partly he's just not making a good shot. Just wait and see at this point.
all right. Off this one.
Now, Big West will probably just make that little Mother May I move next time on the left lane. He'll just creep over a couple of boards to the left and just peel on it.
Just get some more gravy on it.
Yeah.
Some more gravy.
Scroggins with a chance now. Whoa. Looking to trim the lead from 21 to 11 and just increases it.
Yeah, I just threw it too slow. Just threw it too slow. This ball breaks loose because of the ball speed a little bit faster. It holds its line. He's going to try to get the ball over into this area here. Throw this 4-pin over here into the 6-10 and hope to get lucky.
You know, we've heard both, three of the players mention the commercial break during this telecast. Scroggins right here, he's a victim. About 4.5 minutes sitting down, you get up and just don't seem to have the groove.
Well, last week you didn't have any trouble with the commercial breaks. Why?
Well, you know, we as we bowl a lot of television shows, you get more comfortable and you know how to get yourself back up prior to the start or the resuming of the game.
Yeah.
7-10. Wow.
Well, bad to worse now. Unfortunately, this one's just a bad break. Threw a pretty good shot here, and there's the ultimate penalty, the blowout 7-10 or pocket 7-10.
Yeah, let's cancel the party at Scroggs invitations there.
Officially done. And he bounces that one down the channel. Well, it's been a great week, certainly for Mike's second show of the year. And again, Randy, what has happened to Mike Scroggins, a pattern last year where he made so many shows, made 6, only one, though, at the Masters. Had a lot of trouble when he got to television. He told us last night, what I've got to do is turn it around under the bright lights. Didn't happen today.
Yeah, you know, after a while, that's going to start to wear on you mentally, and it's going to be interesting to see if and when Mike Scroggins turns it around.
Well, I think it's a question of when. It's not, yeah, he's too great a bowler not to figure this TV thing out. You know, he's won before. He knows how to do it. It's just, you know, it's one thing to know how, it's another thing to do it. West could strike out 259.
Hey.
Better shot there.
He liked it off the release. Now he's thinking about the next match.
Much angle.
Well, yeah, of course, he's got enough in the 8th frame to outdo Scroggins' match. So at this point, it's just practice.
Thankful you're here.
Third TV show of the year, which leads the tour. And a nice start for him. Japan Cup, Motor City Classic, won by Tony Ress. And here in Chicago as well. Wes made 4 straight shows as he advances to the title match to take on fellow Texan Chris Barnes. That was last season for Wes. Really broke out. Along with Tommy Jones, Norm, everyone putting Wes in that category of the young guns. Maybe this is his day to break out.
Well, you know, he's already broken out, in my opinion. But he just has such a presence on the lanes, and when that ball hits those pins hit other pins, they hit. It's like a time bomb down there, and it's intimidating. I mean, make no mistake, it is intimidating watching.
Since this match is over, they'll go quickly.
All right.
Wes looks for his first title since winning his lone championship, the Mile High Classic in Denver last season. 24 events ago, this could be it. And I agree, Norm. He's long since broken out by making all those shows. But now can he break through and get the victory and start to become a regular, not only TV, but winning events? That's the question we'll have answered. The other big theme coming up, guys, can a #1 seed finally win in a stepladder format? 7 events over the last 2 years. The top seed has fallen. Chris Barnes was the last to do it. 05 U.S. Open in New Jersey. Wes Malott puts that to the test coming up in our next match as they continue to fast track here. This one has been over. Clinched by Malott.
Good turn. Good run last time.
He'll take on Chris Barnes in the final. Barnes has won 7 titles. He has also been immensely successful on specialty events and majors in the last couple of years. On Motel 6 Roll the Riches, he's become rich because of that.
He sure has. And, you know, the level of respect that Wes Malott has for Chris Barnes and Chris Barnes for Wes Malott is immeasurable. They spend a lot of time together, and both of them on the lanes are just mean.
So that's our matchup coming up. There's Chris Barnes. He's got twin sons. They're good buddies with Jordan.
Where's his entourage?
Wes Malott's son. Right now the dads are set to go head-to-head. Chris Barnes has been unbelievable. The Motel 6 Roll the Riches in the 2 years we've had it. Chris Barnes has taken it. $400,000 over the last 2 years. He's throwing a TOC title and U.S. Open. He's been a rich man. Barnes, Malott next. To the great hosts of the Denny's PBA Tour, Barbara and Bill Spigner. Special thanks again to them for hosting our event. Co-proprietors Hawthorne Lanes, your son Robbie here as well, a former bowler in Indiana, now doing some business in East Lansing, Michigan, he tells us. We're all headed to the Ace Hardware Championship next week, and the Denny's PBA Tour live coverage continues here on ESPN at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 on the West Coast. Walter Ray Williams Jr. won the last event there, 0-4 for his 40th career title en route to breaking Earl Anthony's all-time record of 41. He's got 42 now.
Yeah, Billy Spigner was my first pro and my only Pro-Am event when I was 14 years old. Sorry, Bill.
Randy, let's check in with the Geico Championship recap, see how we got to the final match.
All right, in match number 1, it was Parker Bohn III defeating Jack Jurek by the score of 268 to 225. In match number 2, big Wes Malott. He takes out Parker Bohn III by the score 268 to 246. And in our last match, Wes Malott defeated Mike Scroggins by the score of 239 to 177, setting up a great championship match for the 2006 Discover Card Windy City Classic.
Well, these two bowlers were in a 4-bowler shootout at the Japan Cup this year, but both lost. One's got to win here and take home the title. We find out who it is next. There's Andreas Beatty, spokesperson for the USBC. Outstanding international bowler. Husband John there to the right. They are from Chicago here. Carolyn Doran Ballard, Del Ballard's wife, bowled this week. Had a 300 game. Did pretty well for herself trying to make the field. 5 are step ladder finals. We are set to go. Chris Barnes will take on fellow Texan Wes Malott. Chris, the top seed. He's been sitting. He's been waiting. Saw him on the practice pair. A little bit of practice before the semifinal match, the last one. Only a few balls though. We'll warm up now. Will he have the feel to break the streak? Can a #1 seed Norm finally win a stepladder final as he says hi to his twin sons back home in Dallas?
Well, it's Chris Barnes. Of course he can. Chris can do just about anything Chris wants to do. Good thing is he started with a strike. You know, you just want to get that first shot over with. You want to be successful with it.
Wes wheels that ball into the 1-3 pocket. 60 feet to success. for Wes Malott, leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup. Randy, you see it. One career title. Chris Barnes, he's been brilliant in the high-stakes events. We told you about that Motel 6 for all the riches. His TOC title, U.S. Open, last couple of years, 600 grand he's taken home. But the standard events, to become a real great, hasn't done it yet.
Well, he has had some struggles on television, but keep in mind he did win the Tournament of Champions last season. And so he should be on an up right now. He should be more confident than he's been. And I think the interesting thing about this matchup is that the two players are playing two completely different lines. Chris is going pretty straight. As you can see, Wes is in the third arrow throwing it right. And I don't believe either one of these players will miss the pocket this game, Norm. I think it's all going to boil down to carry.
Well, they better not miss the pocket, or they'll probably be left behind.
Chris says it all the time, Dave. When he gets down to the bottom of the swing, he wants to be nice to it. Well, right here, he's pretty nice to it because he gets the nice messenger across taking the 10 out. What he means by that is not being real heavy-handed at the bottom of the swing, not overhitting the ball, just letting it come off his hand nice and soft. And the line that he's playing, that real direct line, Norm, he has to be nice to it.
Well, there's no doubt. And what he's trying to do is just simply let go of it at the bottom.
Who will start?
A little too nice. There it is again. There's that reference again. But, Norm, this is exactly what Chris Barnes needed to get off to a really quick start like this, to get, through the pre-match jitters, to be able to start breathing oxygen again and to relax a little bit so he can now read the lanes, figure them out, and then start making really good shots.
Yeah, and not have to come from behind.
This guy may not miss.
10 more down for Wes Malott. He rolled over Parker Bohn the third after Parker struggled very late ninth frame in that match, had a split, but that was the opening Wes needed. He struck out to win. And Mike Scroggins had no chance against Big Wes. Norman make a great point about falling behind at the top seed. That can be so tough because you don't have that adrenaline flowing from not having bowled in the other matches.
Yeah, and you only have 10 frames to get it done.
Not easy. A loft to this ball. Oh, baby. Hurl down. What a start we've got here, folks. Each bowler perfect. 7 up, 7 down. A touchdown worth of strikes. Exciting conclusion next. Checking in with the Denny's PBA Tour money list, Doug 10 after winning $100,000. Two-season exemption at the USBC Masters in Milwaukee tops the list. Walter Ray won 50 grand. That's a lot of yen. In Japan, the Japan Cup, in addition to setting the record. And Norm having a nice year there at number 6. Chris Barnes at number 9. Great matchup here. Each bowler perfect. Wes Malott the front 4. Barnes a turkey to start. Strike here will tie it. Picture perfect. Fullbacks Weekly Update. Chris told us, Randy, top of the broadcast, while Norm was busy getting ready to win his 24th title, that I'd much rather be on TV bowling than broadcasting with you guys, as Norm told us to start the show also. And now he's made it.
It's a lot easier answering the questions than it is asking.
Oh, so true.
I mean, this is where you want to be. You want to be down on the floor, battling it out with the greatest in the world. Up the hill. Yes!
All 10 down for Chris Barnes, who with his wife Linda running a Thanksgiving Youth Classic down in Dallas. Congratulations to the Division I winner Jake Peters, who also won the Teen Masters this year. Chicago native. Let's listen to Chris.
Up the hill. Yes!
Also congrats to Shelby Turner, the Division II winner, and Justin Tan, who won in the 5th to 8th grade division.
Congratulations to those kids. And Norm, Chris was telling us that he's really been working hard on his timing. And we'll get to that in a minute as we
Guess
see
you
Wes
got that.
Malott not really liking what he saw.
Really? Yeah.
Well, you got to be a big, strong guy when you're throwing 15 or 16 pounds to be able to do this, especially with a backswing that high. And his foot went over the foul line. And it's probably an end result of just holding on to it. But it's not a foul if you don't let go of it. Now he needs to regroup, go back to what he's been doing, and that's striking a lot.
Oh, look at the tap.
How about it across the deck, number 10?
I saw more of that this week than in any other bowling center in my career.
We got great pin carry here at Hawthorne Lanes, and this is why we're using pins that are practically brand new, and you still get that great pin carry. Wes Malott looking to stay perfect. Both players with the front 5. Wow.
What a start we've got here, guys. 2 perfect games in the mix. Another strike. Front 6 for Wes Malott. The Motel 6, front 6 for him. Earning $600 for Motel 6, the official lodging partner of the PBA, also eligible for a $6,000 bonus if he throws the front 6, more than any other bowler on TV this year. Can I just repeat that for Chris Barnes?
Yeah. This is what Chris Barnes has done in the first game of each block, whether it was qualifying or match play.
That's a pretty good start for all rounds.
Motel 6 frame for him, too. Not the same result. Won't get the $600. Has a 4-pin.
A little soft to me. And getting back to what we were talking about with Chris Barnes working on his game, he said he really hasn't felt well all week long until Friday of this week. And been working with Billy Yinger, working on some things. And right now, what he's trying to do is get the ball into the swing a little bit later. Says he's felt like he's been rushed, he's been fast, getting the ball in early, and that caused him to throw it all over the place. So what he did was went to practice Saturday before the show. Billy Yinger is a rep for one of the manufacturers out here. He used to bowl on tour, so he knows a little bit about bowling, but his take was, you know what, I bowled really good for one day. Maybe I should go practice on Saturday before game day. That's what he did.
Crunches 10 down into the pit. His 7th frame strike keeps this very close. Now Wes Malott.
Too hard.
Can he maintain perfection?
You think Chris maybe got nervous because of that 6-frame Motel 6 $600 thing?
I kind of doubt that.
Wife Meredith. We told you the story, top of the broadcast, about his son Jordan, their son, who's been battling a virus here.
Loves it.
Wow, another one. Jordan, 3 days, including Thanksgiving, spent in the hospital here in the Chicago area. We're pleased to report he has recovered, doing well. He did sit in the show for Wes's first match, but now is taking a break. When you're 3 years old, it's hard to be patient that long. But he's doing just fine and would love to come out and hoist the trophy and winner's check with Dad if he can hang on against the top seed Chris Barnes. How about the front 8, Wes?
Come on.
You better believe it. 8 in a row.
Yeah, and he's been here before shooting 299 the week he won his first title, so he's got plenty of experience in this situation. But more importantly, he needs 2 more strikes to lock out Chris Barnes, even though he has the front 8.
The time is now for our top seed, fellas.
Can't miss.
Yeah, and he's not going away. I look for this to be his best shot of the match.
Oh! It's a 7-pin.
That was his best shot of the match.
Oh.
Agony.
This is just bad luck here.
Oh.
You think Chris doesn't know he needs this one? How huge it is? Now, the question is, can he recover from that and strike out to put a little heat on Wes Malott? Because right now, Wes Malott, he's in the 260s already. The best Chris Barnes can do, 259.
last time it was done, with a top seed won in the stepladder finals. Chris Barnes accomplished the feat against PA Patrick Allen. 213, 212 title match of the 62nd U.S. Open. That was back in February of 2005. Can you believe it? 7 straight have come up. They've all fallen as the #1 seed. Can that mysterious string continue today? Great shot, Chris Barnes. Needed that, certainly. And he's just wondering about that 7-pin, isn't he?
Well, you know, he performed. He did what he wanted to do. Those last 2 shots, he just didn't get any credit for it. And visibly frustrated and
rightly
well
so.
It should be, yeah.
Beautiful shot in the 8th frame. I mean, he strikes there. He can shoot 279.
Yeah, now he needs help from Wes Malott, setting on 260 pace with the front 8.
Come on, baby.
There's a 10-pin. As he looked for 9 straight, would have given him a 41-pin lead. But still in good shape, just trying to stay clean here.
Well, yeah, and that's not easy to do when you know all you have to do is mark twice for the victory. And then all of a sudden, that pin gets really small, Randy. And a long way away.
He won't have any trouble with this. He is poised to win for the 2nd time out here. And he's just 1 shot away from achieving that. 1 good shot right here. 10 back in the pit. That's the best mark you can have, as you know, Norm, and he'll win a 2nd title.
Come on. Yes, baby, yes!
He's done it, Norm.
Oh, this is the best way to mark right here. Get him
That's
now.
for you, Jordan. Sorry you had such a hard week, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
Said that his son's illness was part of his motivation. Took some of the pressure off. He thought more about his son than he did, you know, about what he was doing on the lanes. And he said, you know what? Let's go all the way and let's bowl on TV for Jordan this week. Congratulations to Wes Malott.
Wes has won his 2nd career title, and the incredible string of futility for top seeds in stepladder broadcast continues. It'll be 8 straight over 2 years now, losing as the top seed. And the end of a strenuous, emotionally draining week for Wes Malott, his wife Meredith, their son Jordan,
Thanks, man. Thank you.
who spent 3 days. There he is in the left in the green shirt there. Down they go. It was Parker Bohn, the 3rd little son.
Jordan's only
There's
3.
Parker.
Jordan's only 3. He's almost as tall as you, Dave.
That is unbelievable. That wasn't cool.
He's like 4 foot tall. He's huge.
Parker with his son Justin, other son Brandon, their little daughter Sydney, not shown there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And Jordan will celebrate with Daddy here.
Stand here for a second, okay?
Of course, it doesn't hurt
You go
anyone.
get
Your
Chris
father's 6'5".
Yeah, I think the over-under for him to surpass my height is about 7.
Come here, boss man. What's up?
Look at Jordan. He's going to get involved here. He loves bowling. That's what Wes told
Tell
us.
him I'll take you on any day you're ready.
When we spoke to him yesterday, that Jordan
Exactly.
just missed the bowling so much. He loves getting out there. But he was sick in the hospital for the last 3 days.
Justin, come here.
There's little Justin Bohn,
Go put your arm around me.
Parker's son. And the 2 friends enjoy Jordan
buddy. All right.
and his dad's win.
Stay here for a second.
Chris Barnes knows about sons. He's got twin boys himself. Wes a winner.
Awesome, baby. You want to hold the trophy? Here, grab it
Is
right
he
here.
strong enough to?
Hold it up high. So,
All right.
I think he's already thrown 14 pounds.
all right, let's put it down.
He's only 3.
Finish off.
We're counting away from suburban Cleveland next week. Ace Hardware Championship live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour continues here on ESPN. There for the 2nd time in the last 3 seasons. Look forward to seeing you from Wickliffe, Ohio, as our tour continues. Today it was the young gun who was able to get it done. Wes Malott, a winner. He takes his second career title, nearly at a 300 game, and upends another top seed. Hard to believe. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Dodge Extreme Bulls next. Time to celebrate for the Malott family now. For the entire crew, Randy Peterson, Norm Duke, Dave Ryan saying so long from suburban Chicago. The man of the moment, big Wes Malott.